Hi there, welcome back to Mackenzie Woodworking. We're doing a coffee theme epoxy trivet. There it is there, and what we're doing is putting coffee beans in it, and it's an espresso pot, Bialete style. So the first thing I did was drew up a picture, then mounted it on a piece of 1/4-inch board. This is a melamine board, but it's I'll use whatever I have in the shop. There's the cutout. So I just did that on a scroll saw. That's of the 1/4-inch material. Now I'll refine it with a rat tail file once I've softened up all the edges and everything and got to a pattern that I'm happy with. And what I'm using here is 3/4-inch Western maple. So I like to just use quick dry paint on this when I'm doing a bulk pattern like this. You don't have to completely cover it. Basically all you need is the shadow of it. You see, it'll dry really quickly. The top piece will be a full cutout of all the black areas, and the bottom piece I actually want the coffee pot to show as all wood, so I won't cut the inserts out of it. So I've just taken it to the scroll saw. I like using the number 5 blade on it. So I'll just cut that out and just take my time and get as close to the line as possible, but I will refine this with sandpaper and stuff later. So I'm just going along. So this will be the base portion. So what I'm doing is just cutting out the outside of around the coffee pot, and then I'll sand that all off. As you can see, here's the two of them I've done. The top portion of it is all cut out, and the back is the coffee pot is just wood. So we'll have two sides of it, and I'm just going to laminate the two of these together. I'm just using a Type on 3 glue, and we'll just lay it on the top and just put some weight on this, and this will set up for about 4 hours. So I've set it up and I've put some tape on the back of it. You can see the red tape on the back, and that's just a tuck tape, and that works well for this because the form work will hold in the epoxy. So I'm mixing up slow set epoxy, and I've already poured in a little bit into the coffee area, and I let it sit for about an hour to make sure I didn't have any seepage, and it all stayed in there so I can proceed through with the rest of it. So I just like pouring about a 1/4-inch base of epoxy in, and here's our coffee beans. So it's a coffee theme trivet. So we'll just pour that up to the top. Try not to get any into the coffee pot itself, and once I can get that all in, then I'll just top the top of it. And I'm using a really dark espresso bean. This is a espresso, so it's quite dark. If you want something a little bit lighter, just get lighter beans, or even raw beans might work as well. They're a little harder to find, but they're light brown in color. So we'll just load this all up, and then we'll pour some epoxy over top of it. And I got to dig out the odd bean that fell into the coffee pot itself. Once we get it all filled up, right up to the top, then I'll top it all off with epoxy. And this is just clear because I want the coffee beans to show through, so I didn't add any color or anything to it. And we'll just fill that up, and I'll let this set for about 3 days. And you can see on the center of the coffee pot, I added a little bit of color to the base there. And once I fill up the side portions with clear, I'll add a little bit of color to it and then do the inserts. So we let that sit for a while, and now we're doing the insert of the coffee pot, and I've added copper and copper flake to it. This is a metallic copper, and just mix that up and put it into a smaller coffee cup to pour into the cutout of the trivet on the coffee pot. And I figured that this copper color would really go well with the dark coffee bean. Here we are. We've got that all set up and topped up. And I'll leave this for overnight, and then the next morning I'll come in and just give that a stir again. This will still stay soft for about 24 hours, and then I'll stir to mix up the metallic in the metallic color in the center, and to see if so here's about 5 days later, and we've cut out the oval with the bandsaw, and we've rough sanded the top, and I'm just giving a polished sand here now. And I've sanded it on different layers down to 320. So this is a 320 sand. We'll do both sides. You can see the coffee beans were cut right off the top. And I want to seal this with just oil and wax. So I'll give it 4 coats. And because the coffee beans don't soak in the epoxy and seal them off, it's a wonderful aroma from this. You can smell the coffee coming off of it, and the oil will just go into the coffee bean. So there's the first coat, and I'll give it 4 coats. There's the next day after it's been dried, and I'll give it some more coats. So there's the finished product. And as you can see, the shine on it, and there's the backside with just the wood. The reason I do that is if we have hot pots or dirty bottoms, I don't want to scuff up the front, and we'll just turn it around. But these are popular to make, to give away to friends or to sell at markets. So I hope you check it out and try it. Thank you for watching, and please try this project and subscribe.